Hello, Year 5, and welcome to your second maths lesson of the week and your second introduction to fractions. So let's dive straight in. And let's see what our starter task is, if it's not disappeared for me. We'll go all the way back to the start of it. There we go. Always, sometimes, or never true. Alex says, if I split a shape into 4 parts, I have split it into quarters. So is that always true, sometimes true, or never true? And explain your answer. I will put that as a scaffold in Teams. That's where we are working at the moment. So you can type your answer in there and have a go at explaining it. You can use images to show your working as well. Okay, so let's have a look and see. So I've got 2 holes here. Now, Alex says if I split a shape into 4 parts, I would have split it into quarters. Now, we can see that in this instance, there's 1, there's 2 lines. The shape has been split into 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts, which means that the shape has been split into quarters. However, if I was to split the shape like this, so 1, 2, and then we'll have 1 more here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I can see that the shape again has been split into 4 parts, but the 4 parts are not equal, and they have to be equal for it to be split into quarters. So it is sometimes true. We have to be very careful and remember that when we're dealing with fractions that it has to be equal. Okay, so we're continuing to look at fractions, and today we're looking at equivalent fractions. There is a resource in as a link on Teams that might be quite useful for you as well for this. So our key vocabulary for today: a fraction represents a part of a whole. An equivalent means when 2 things are the same. So here we have got a whole, and that is represented just with that rectangle. And if we split it into 2 equal parts, then we've split it into halves. And we can see that it's split into 2 equal parts because the denominator is a 2. The denominator always tells us how many equal parts we've split the whole into. I could also split it into quarters, and it's quarters because it's got a 4 in the denominator. I can see it's been split into 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. Now, if I put some lines in here, what can we notice? So we can see that 1/2 is the same as 2 quarters. So 1/2 is the equivalent of 2 quarters. So at the bottom there, I can use an equal sign to show that they are the same. 1/2 and 2 quarters are the same. And if I had a look at this way, 1/2 and 1/4, if I compare the two, I can see that 1/4, oh, it won't let me move that, that's slightly annoying. 1/4 is less than 1/2. 1/4 is smaller. So there's 1/4, and I can see easily that 1/2 is greater than 1/4. So the symbol that I would use in here is to say that a half is greater. We can show these things using a fraction wall, and there are 2 links to a fraction wall on in the resources. One is an online one, which might be really useful for you, and one is this exact one. So I've got my whole at the top, and then gradually I've got my whole is split into 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way down to 12ths. And I can use this to see what equivalent fractions are. So I can see straight away that 1/2 is the same as 2 quarters. I can also see that 1/2 is the same as 1, 2, 3 sixths. It's the same as 1, 2, 3, 4 eighths. It's the same as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tenths. And it's the same as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 twelfths. Now I can see there's not an equivalent to a half in thirds. But if I look at sixths again, I can see that 1, 2 sixths is the same as 1/3. And these fraction walls are really, really useful for exploring which fractions are equivalent. The fraction wall also shows us that the greater the denominator, the more pieces the whole is split into. So when we're dealing with numbers normally, we know that 12 is greater than 2. But 1/12 is a smaller fraction than 1/2 because 1/12 means that the whole has been split into 12 equal parts, which are going to be smaller than the 2 equal parts that it's split into when it's split into halves. So for your activities, there are 3 different activities, and I'm really hoping that the way that it's presented on Teams will allow you to be able to put fractions in. But let me just very quickly show you what some of your activities are. Now, if it takes a little while to load up, don't worry too much about that. So your first activity, color the bar models to show these equivalent fractions. Now, these are tables. So to color in each part, what you need to do is you click on the part that you want to color in, go to table design, and where it says cell shading, if I click on that, then it changes the color of it. Now, you will also have noticed that we had all of those equation lines. That's so that you can try and type in fractions. Now on here, the fractions are all in already, but if you were to have one, let me see if I can do it. If you go to symbol, no, not on symbol, sorry, it uses a different word on here. So hopefully you should all have the fraction templates already on all of the documents. All you need to do, he says, is click on the top one, and you should be able to edit it. If you can't edit it, that's fine. Just show it like this instead. Show it just with a slash, because it doesn't always like it, depending on the version that you're using. So have a go at using the fraction walls to help you with this activity. There's 3 different levels of activity. Good luck with them.